So many of us have experienced this, a simple conversation that leaves us more frustrated than when it began. In today's world, disagreements often feel like battles, but disagreement itself is not the real problem. The challenge lies in how we handle those moments of conflict. And here's the hopeful truth. With the right approach, the same three-piece clarity method we've been practicing together, disagreements don't have to push us apart. They can become opportunities for deeper understanding. In this episode, we'll look at 4 tools for disagreeing better so our unique perspectives strengthen us instead of dividing us.
From anyone, we stand American together.
Let's start with why disagreement feels so personal. We talked in earlier episodes about confirmation bias and tribalism. Our brains crave comfort and belonging. When someone challenges our belief, it feels like they're challenging us. And here's the kicker. When we're in a disagreement, almost all of us think the other person is misinformed. The truth is, they think the exact same thing about us. Disagreement doesn't automatically mean misinformation. Sometimes it just means 2 people are looking through different lenses shaped by our backgrounds, our experiences, and the information we've encountered. That's why we pause, notice our reaction, then we pinpoint truth. Ask, what do I actually know and what do they see that I don't? Only then can we proceed with purposeful forethought, with respect instead of assumption. Truth check. And that's why we need practical tools to help us navigate disagreements without losing respect for one another. Most of us listen just enough to reload our next point, but true listening means pausing to really hear the other person. Try this. Before responding, repeat back what they said in your own words, like, so what I'm hearing is that you're worried about safety in schools. Did I get that right? This helps both of you. You're showing you care enough to check your understanding and giving them the chance to clarify if you got it wrong. Sometimes they'll even say, no, that's not what I'm saying. And that's progress. It means you're clearing up miscommunication before it grows into conflict. When people feel heard, they're more likely to listen back, and that's a strong starting point. If you can't state the other side's view fairly or accurately, you're not ready to respond. I know this is hard, whether it's forgetting your points or just being passionate about the topic. But here's the truth check. Listening first always leads to more fruitful conversation than rushing to win the argument. Truth check. This isn't just for headlines. It works in conversations too. First, pause before reacting emotionally. Take one deep breath, even a moment of silence. That short pause protects you from being swept up in emotion. Next, pinpoint truth. Ask yourself, what's fact and what's opinion? Where do we already agree? Finally, proceed with purposeful forethought. That means choosing words that build trust, not walls. Here's an example. If someone says, our schools are a mess, instead of firing back, pause and ask, what part of schools are you most concerned about? That question pinpoints truth. It moves from a broad opinion to a clear fact you can actually talk about. The 3 P's aren't just for information. They're for people. Pause, pinpoint truth, proceed with purposeful forethought. Even in disagreement, those 3 steps give us space to respond with respect instead of reaction. Truth check. Even in the toughest debates, there's usually something shared. Here's an example. Before arguing about school policy, you might start with, we both deeply care about our kids' safety. Another example, if you're clashing over politics, You could step back and say, we both want a government that's fair and accountable. That common ground doesn't erase differences, but it creates a base to build from. It keeps the other person from feeling like the enemy and opens the door, even just a crack, for compromise. Starting with shared values reminds us we're all human first. We want safety, fairness, and belonging. When we begin there, disagreement doesn't have to divide us. It can actually highlight what matters most to both of us. Truth check. Let's be honest, not every conversation will end well. Sometimes the kindest thing is to walk away respectfully, and respectfully is the key here. That might sound like, I value our friendship too much to let this topic be a stumbling block for us. Let's take a break. We can come back to this later. I'm not trying to shut you down. I'm just trying to regroup my thoughts with this new information. And here's something important to remember. Disagreement isn't a failure. It's part of being human. Because I am Christian, I believe what is said in the Bible. Psalm 139 says, "You are the one who put me together inside my mother's body, and I praise you because of the wonderful way you created me. Everything you do is marvelous. Of this I have no doubt." We were each created uniquely, wonderfully different from one another. And on top of that, we've all lived different lives with different experiences and perspectives. That means we will disagree. Sometimes respecting those differences means setting boundaries, and that's okay. Maybe you can have a key phrase in your back pocket for these situations. We need to be prepared to respectfully handle disagreements. They're going to happen. Disagreeing better doesn't always mean reaching agreement. It means preserving respect. Truth check. This makes me think again about my husband and me. We've tackled a lot of projects together. As I shared back in episode 1, he's the engineer in our marriage. He can look at something and instantly see how it works. I, on the other hand, need the manual. I'm the structured, organized thinker. Early on, I used to marvel at the things he could fix or build. But I also noticed the chaos and the many runs to Home Depot that seemed to go with it. What looked messy to me made perfect sense to him. Over time, through trial and error, we figured out a system. Before starting, he'd talk the project through with me. Honestly, this wasn't my favorite part. It forced me to try to understand things I didn't always get right away. There was plenty of eye rolling and frustration on both sides, but working through those conversations helped us create a structured plan, usually with a one-trip shopping list, and the projects went more smoothly. My steps didn't always work at first, and his instincts didn't always catch every detail. But together, we filled in the gaps for each other. It wasn't always calm or quiet, but it was always worth it. Ask anyone who knows us. We've finished plenty of projects that work and look good. And looking back, I can see it clearly now. Our different perspectives were like safety nets. Where one of us missed something, the other was there to catch it. It took time, but we learned how to truly listen and push through the disagreements. And today, I can honestly say we disagree better now. That's what civil disagreement is like. You don't have to see things the same way to build something worthwhile together. Different perspectives don't cancel each other out. They complete the picture. Different perspectives aren't threats. They're safety nets that can make the whole picture stronger. Truth check. If we can disagree without tearing each other apart, we can stay connected long enough to solve problems together. Different perspectives don't weaken us. They're safety nets. Where one of us misses something, another can catch it. That's how we grow stronger together. When was the last time you had a disagreement that stayed respectful? What helped it work? Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear. This week, try repeating back someone's view before you respond. Notice how it changes the tone of the conversation. This space isn't about censoring or forcing agreement. It's about learning to pause, listen, and respond with respect. I welcome different views, but I expect respect. Disagree, that's great. Explain why. Have a different angle, share it. Here, our differences aren't weapons. They're the safety nets that keep us from falling when the conversation gets tough. And if you'd like a little extra help shaping your reply, I've linked my 3 Ps in Action comment edition in the description. It's the same process I use myself to pause, pinpoint truth, and proceed with purposeful forethought. Don't worry about reading all this here. The full list of sources is in the description and on my site, american-together.com. I share them because checking sources matters just as much as checking headlines. Different perspectives are safety nets that make us stronger together. Hit the thumbs up and join the conversation in the comments. Together, we're not just watching, we're building something. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Remember, pause, pinpoint truth, proceed with purposeful forethought. Join the conversation. See you next time.